All right, my friends, how are you today? Aaron here bringing you your daily horoscope, your weekend horoscope for Friday, the 28th of February, 2020. All right, we got some cool energy going on. All right, I've cut down my chart to show you just the septiles and just the quintiles. All right, just the fate and destined energy that's going on. Right, we had this septile between Saturn and Neptune happening all of last week. Even for like a month prior to that. Several weeks prior to that. It ended on Friday or Saturday? It ended Friday night. Okay, a week ago. And since then, we've still continued to have one aspect after another of riding this this freight train. So it's just like where one connection of destiny has left off. It's like picked right back up with another, and this is just the most incredible time right now. So I've simplified the chart. I'll show you here right now, and there it is. Okay, so these light lines are the quintiles. This is a creative fate, like destined energy. Okay, a creative way, meaning there's a creative, otherworldly creative way that we handle this. Okay, so Chiron creating the quintile here to Jupiter, to Pluto. Okay, expansive on one end, transformative on the other. Okay, we're talking about the way that we heal ourselves. So what does that mean? There's a creative way that we're bringing a very realistic approach, to the way to how we heal. That could be through music, that could be through song, through dance, that could be through poetry, that could be through watching a film that just opens our heart up, that can be going to a class or a workshop. Over in Costa Rica last week, myself and a couple of my friends, we were doing, hape ceremonies. We did hape ceremonies for probably 200 people. If you're not familiar with what hape is, it's a tobacco snuff made by the Brazilian tribes down there in South America. Anyway, and just this simple act of doing this and working with other individuals, overwhelmed, flooded with tears and emotions and emotional breakthroughs, right? And this is through a creative ceremony. Now there's all kinds of different things like this that are available for us. Again, it could be through music. It could be through learning Reiki. Thank you, Shelley, for commenting that you're learning Reiki and seeking a wonderful teacher as well. So I have fun with that. So there's all kinds of creative ways, to connect with ourselves, to open up for this beautiful healing. Now we have, let me go back here. The Sun and Jupiter still carrying over from yesterday, creating the septile. Okay. Expanding ourself, expanding our spiritual practice, expanding our spiritual beliefs, and making them, practical. Like there's if you've been hanging out with me for a minute, one, I just want to say thank you. Two, I'm a very real dude. You know what I mean? Like light and love, peace, man. Like that only goes so far. When you meet real freaking heady, like the spiritual in the clouds, it's just like, man, come back down to earth, because there's very real things happening right here. And this connection here with Neptune and Jupiter, okay, this is a very real, grounded yet expansive. It's this at the same time. The elevator's going up and down, keeping our feet on the ground, and offering very real spiritual approach to our lives, a very real spiritual awakening to our lives. It's happening this weekend. And what ends on Friday, more picks up on Saturday. Like this is cool, man. So I'll come back to the chart again. So we have this very practical, expansive aspect of our own spiritual practice, okay, which is very, very lovely. Then we have Mercury, which is in retrograde until the 10th, okay? So we still have, 12 days left here. 12 days left of this Mercury retrograde. We're only, that's still almost halfway, okay, before it reaches the 28th degree of Aquarius. All right, so the last couple of days here in the sign of Pisces with this retrograde is making a septile fate to Venus in Aries, okay? Why is this so amazing? Okay. Why is this so amazing? Because what is Venus saying? Venus is saying lead with your heart. Lead with your heart. Turn off the eyes, turn off the ears, lead with your heart and allow intuition to flow through you. And where these two meet together, okay, again, in a fate and destined way, okay, insight coming in, intuition coming in, and practical mobility followed through, action, heart, space, action, okay? We are walking it, we are talking it, we are living it, we are being it, we are embodying this, okay? Leading with the heart first. This is a very, very beautiful connection. It's a very beautiful energy. As well, we have Venus creating a quintile down here to the north node, okay? That very light blue line right there, okay? So it's just like, well, whatever's going on, whatever is happening, you know, and right, because the Mercury retrograde can be like, oh, communication can be buzzy, it can be cloudy, it can be not direct, you know, where this energy is saying like, look, there's a cool way, you know, that this empathy comes out of us. There's a creative way that we're going about our heart business. You know, maybe it's writing a love poem, maybe, you know, writing a love song, maybe, you know, there's a creative way that we're staying connected with our heart space, staying connected with our empathy and our compassion, and leading, you know, like a bull running. Okay, this is like, I've got it, I've got the love in my heart, I've got this excitement, this passion, this joy. I want to speak about it, I want to be it, I want to embody it, and I want to share it with people. You know what I mean? This is exciting, exciting, exciting energy. Now, Venus is also going to be, I didn't put this up, but Venus is going to be squaring perfectly to Pluto today, okay? Now, that's exciting. There's a tension in a square, because on one hand, you want to run free and naked and, yay, I'm excited about all these things. Well, we're talking about Pluto. We're talking about transformation. You know, we're talking about what something was to what something could be, what something is, what something is transforming into, right? We're talking about a seed turning into an oak tree. We're talking about a seed becoming a sequoia, a redwood. You know what I mean? So it's just like this love that we have for this seed becomes something extraordinary with this square to Pluto. You know, and again, that does take patience. That does take time for its growth. It's not an immediate overnight thing, right? Like that bamboo tree we're talking about a couple days ago. Yeah, 4 to 5 years for those roots to grow before this thing sprouts up and just shoots out. Okay, so maybe, where are we at? Maybe we're still in the root process. Maybe this energy is like, I've just sprung up and now I'm growing. You know, we're all at different stages of our lives. But either way, we have to trust this process and trust, you know, this metamorphosis that's happening right now of transformative love, right? You know, maybe what you once loved, you know, you see a little bit differently now. We've been able to let things go as Venus has moved through, and you know, it's challenged, squared to the south node, it's been squared to Jupiter, it's squared, you know, Mars, and now it's just like, okay, this is transformation, you know, transformation and divine communication, transformation and divine empathy, being really understanding, being very able to hear somebody, being very able to actively listen. You know, being able to articulate our words with as best as possible from intuition, from source, from spirit, and share our love and our light with everyone else around us. How cool is that? Right? So, have a happy, transformative, amazing Friday. You know, the moon, let me talk about the moon for a quick second before I let you go. The moon's moving into Taurus, okay? The moon is exalted in Taurus. The moon is stable in Taurus. This is exciting energy as well because there's solid ground. And of course, for the next 6.5 years, every time the moon enters its favorite place to be, it does get stirred up with Uranus being there at what, 3 degrees right now. So let me take this back an hour. This is set to noon. So what do you got? You know, about 10 a.m. when some people are getting into work, getting ready, there might be a big shift. Okay, there might be something that's rattling that comes out. You know, it's like it's always cliche when I say it, but you can expect the unexpected when you're dealing with Uranus, and we're dealing with an emotional need, right? A want of freedom, on Venus's end, a want of freedom, a want of like communicating from a higher source. It's like, can we just talk here? Can we just come down here and just maybe stare at each other for a minute? Just embrace, coworker, friend, lover, partner, whomever. Can we just come to this heart space? You know, maybe there's something that's going to just rattle and shake us. Maybe there's something somebody else is going to say that's going to rattle and shake us. Maybe there's something that's going to happen that's going to rattle and shake us. Well, the good news is the moon is in stable Taurus. So whatever happens, we're able to stay grounded and centered and excited, because this is some serious, exciting energy going on right now. So have a very happy Friday, and we'll see you tomorrow.